Greetings. I am extremely happy to welcome you back to this video session. In this video session, I would like to focus IT8075 software project management and the unit 5, the topic motivation and decision making. As far as the software project management is concerned, we wanted to encourage the entire team members in a way so that all members will perform for the common goal and they will put their tremendous effort so that without compromising quality we can develop a project. That is the reason why the motivation, at the same time the project manager has to take a wise decision that should improve the performance of the team, as well as the decision should not hurt any individual developers. That is the reason why this topic we would like to focus in this video. So as far as this topic is concerned, a psychologist and a very dynamic economist, Taylor, introduced a model that is called Taylorist Model. The Taylorist model introduced some ideas how to improve a motivation, how to handle the people, how to encourage the people for better performance, for achieving better performance. We have four models. The first one is a Taylorist model, and the second one is a Maslow's Hierarchy model, and the third one is Herzberg's two-factor theory, and the final and the fourth one is Verum's, the expectancy theory of motivation. All the four models, four economists as well as a psychologist has introduced a very good model, so that's guiding us, especially helping a project manager to encourage the people, encourage the developer to perform better. So we will discuss one by one. The first one is, I would like to focus what is called Taylor's Taylor's model. So the professor is Taylor. You are seeing his photo. And as far as the Taylor's concerned, he introduced a very good theory. It has three very good points. The first point is, if you wanted very good performance in the project, you wanted to select the best people for the job. So I am not focusing whether it is a qualified people or the suitable people. We wanted to identify the best people. So as you know, qualified people may not be a suitable people for the job, or the suitable people may not possess a qualification for the job. So as a project manager, we wanted to understand and wanted to select the best people. That means that he wanted qualification as well as wanted to be a suitable guy. So that is the first point. And the second point is, we wanted to instruct those selected people with the best model. We can introduce the proven system so that the system can be followed by this selected people developer, so that she can achieve what is called performance. And the third point is, if that the developers are very good performer, we wanted to provide incentives in the form of best salary, or that is works and like this. So this best salary and wages definitely encourage a best performance. So if a best performance not encouraged by giving salary, then the best performer may not work properly or may leave that concern. So that is the reason why Taylor's theory highlighted select the best people and identify a best proven system and advise them to follow. And the third one is best incentives that should encourage the best workers. So this is the 3 points. With this idea, we would like to focus in deep level. So as far as Taylor's model is concerned, he introduced two ideas. One is called piece rate and other one is called day rate. For example, I selected employee And after that, if he designed 10 pieces, I can give a particular rate. 100 pieces, that is a particular rate. For example, if he designed one piece, if he constructed, assembled one piece, let us say $5. So he may design 10 pieces or 100 pieces. So according to that, we can encourage. That is called piece rate model. And the other one is called day rates model. So we can fix the time. For example, 8 hours wanted to work, 10 hours wanted to work. Like this, we can assign the time and we can get the work. So the two models introduced by Taylor's model, as far as I concerned, this is the oldest technology. But however, in the ICT model, we can consider days rates, and we wanted to see the outcome of the work. Based on that, the rewards can be given. So this is the Taylor's model. And the next model is a concern. I told you Maslow's hierarchy. The Maslow's hierarchy is clearly defined. If you wanted to encourage the best performers, their package is very important one. And not only that, the Maslow's hierarchy consists of these 5 levels. The first level of focus to engage the people is physiological needs. For example, we can provide required food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and air, water. Like this, the physiological needs we can provide, so that they will work in very well without worrying for their food and shelter. And as far as the second point is concerned, safety is a very important one. So that is, industry wanted to provide a very good personal security and very good resources and very good health provisions facilities, and we can provide for property. For example, we can provide a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, or what requirement is there as far as the safety is concerned, we can provide. That will motivate the people to work very well. And as far as the third point is concerned, love and belongings. That is, the management wanted to be a very good friendship. That's a very important one. It seems to be a family members, and very good connection is required. That means sense of connection is a very important one. And the fourth one is considered as a esteem. The employees wanted to respect in proper manner, so that they won't compromise their self dignity, and they will understand that management has what is called giving a recognition to their effort. That's the reason why they will work very properly. These are the what is called parameters the employees needed to consider, or that is a management employer wanted to focus employee in like this, so that we can motivate workers. And the final one is very important one, called self-actualization. That is a very important one. So that means, so this is the desire to become the most important one wanted to work. So the employee at any cost should not leave the concern. That type of self-actualization we wanted to provide. So in terms of salary we can provide. That's the reason why we can encourage the, what is called workers, so that the workers, without putting any what is called issues, efforts, they will work very properly, so that industry will get very good profit and very good what is called skill from the employee. So this is the second what is called model of Maslow. And that is the third one is a concern. So this is a small exercises, so that we will focus exercise, and then we will go to that is next model. As far as our textbook is concerned, a small exercise was given. A software development department wants to improve productivity by encouraging the reuse of existing software components. That is a very important one, because nowadays most of the IT industries developed very good products, developed very good tools, apps and that. And then those apps wanted to sell to other what is called customers, so that the customers will use the existing tool, and the customer will purchase the existing tool, purchase the existing apps, so that the industry will be benefited. So that is the reason why we wanted to encourage to reuse of existing software. How it is possible? So if that is customers using that the same tool, that is reusing is happening, obviously the financial rewards can be given to those developers and those marketing people. How it is possible? So number one is we can introduce a modularity and loosely coupled. You know very well what is a modularity. We can design a very good app. That app is independent of any operating systems, independent of any device drivers, so that that app can be installed in all the devices. So that if I have that is a one model in that system, I can install this app. My friend has a different system, in his system also can install that app, so that that app can be reused for different devices. That is a modularity concept, and that should be loosely coupled. You know very well what is loosely coupled means, that it is not dependent on operating system. So that is called loosely coupled. Obviously you studied a distributed system, so that I am not focusing much. And the third very important one, if we wanted to encourage to reuse the existing tools, we wanted to focus cohesion. That is a high cohesion is very important. Means that if I have that is a more number of systems, okay, all the systems can use the same app in parallel. That is called cohesion. That is a high cohesion. So these are what is called ideas, methodologies we can follow when we are developing a software component, so that the customers will reuse that component. So this is the idea, to encourage customers to use the same tool, so that we will get a very good profit, so that the company will give financial reward to developers as well as marketing people. And that is a third, what is called, the model is concerned, this is called the two-factor theory, which is designed and proposed by Herberts. So Herberts clearly told that the two-factor theory, the first factor is hygiene, or that is maintenance factor. What is that? So we wanted to provide a very good pay, that is the hygiene. If not giving a good pay, so that is employee will be dissatisfied. If dissatisfied, may not put their efforts to develop a tool. That's the reason why that industry cannot find a very good profit. So that is the first one. And the second one is motivators. That is a very important one. So it will encourage the people to feel that that job is worthwhile, because job satisfaction is 100% mandatory and required, so that we can encourage the employees. So as far as Herbex is concerned, he suggested, wanted to provide very good package, and the employee wanted to think that his job is respected by employers. That is a very important one. So based on the two factors, we can motivate the people. This is the third theory. And the last and final theory is Room's theory. Room's expectancy theory of motivation. It is a very good theory. This theory is still following by management people. So this theory focusing three very important parameters. Number one is called expectancy. Second one is called instrumentality. And the third one is called perceived value. What is expectancy? Expectancy is very simple. So the idea is that worker wanted to believe that needed to work harder for better performance. So it is very clear, all performers, all workers wanted to think that should work harder for better performance. Because if you wanted to achieve very good performance, if you wanted to give very good output, they themselves wanted to work harder with self-interest. The self-interest very important one. So that is a Room's expectancy theory. The first point is encouraging self-interest to work harder to perform better. That is called expectancy. And the second one is called instrumentality. Instrumentality is nothing but the employee wanted to understand that if he or she is performing better, then the employer will reward him. So will be rewarded. That's a very important one. So he wanted to understand, he means the developers wanted to understand that always a better performance will be rewarded. So that message should be given to employee by employer. So that is the second point. And the third one is very important one. The employee wanted to realize that employer has rewarded. That's a very important one, because only in the theory no use and all. So employer needed to benefit. That means wanted to enjoy the reward which is given by management. So the 3 points it's highlighting by rooms. I consider this is the fantastic motivation theory. If any management, either it is ICT industry or any industry, if are taking care employee like this, so we are giving very good signal to employee, obviously employee will perform very well. So I consider this motivation will be high when all three factors are high. So if that is industry, okay, providing this message, expectancy message means best performer, okay, needed to work harder. That type of counseling is required. Second, better performance will be rewarded. This is a very good information so to reach employee. And the third one is, okay, wanted reward. That's a very important one. If all are achieving very well, obviously employees will be motivated, so that employees will put the tremendous effort so that very good efficiency can get, so industry will be benefited. So these are the points as far as that is how to motivate employees are concerned. So if you wanted to encourage employees, if you wanted to encourage workers, so we wanted to consider all the four what is called models: the Taylorist model, Maslow Hierarchy model, Herbert's two-factor theory, Room's expectancy theory. All are focusing in different one, but one is very clear that employees wanted to encourage so that employees will perform in better manner, that will give very good profit to industry. So this is one of the topics which is coming under motivation. And I would like to highlight the second topic also. So I will extend this video another 10 minutes to focus decision making. The next one is called the decision making. The decision making is a very important one. Reason because the project manager has to take a wise decision so that it won't hurt the employee. At the same time, it will address the employer's demands and the industry will be profited. So the two types of decision we can highlight, we can classify, we can categorize. That is, number one is called structured decision making. What is structured decision making? Generally, so the relatively are speaking, the structured decision making is a simple and a routine decision. That means no need to apply very what is called intelligent decision. It is a routine decision. For example, every month, okay, one day casual leave. If availed more than one day, and the second day might be LOP according to that industry policy. Or every month 2 days CL and 2 days can be availed leave with salary, and the third day is availing, so one day loss of pay. So like this routine decisions, okay, we can create a very good HR policy and we can execute. That is called structured decision making. And the other one is called unstructured decision making. That is a very complicated decision making. Reason because the degree of creativity is very important one. Let us consider the employer or the CEO or the chairman of the industry, managing director of the industry, if not taking a wise decision because of office politics, very good performers can leave the industry. So that is the reason why the unstructured decision making is a very important one. To before taking a decision, that degree of creativity is very important one. So here I am referring, sometimes we cannot apply what is called routine policies, standard HR policy to take action against a very good performer who committed a small mistake. So that's the reason why unstructured decision making wanted to take only by a senior most employees or directors or administrators, so that without committing any mistake, the worker or that is employee can be encouraged. This is a general decision making concept. And next one is, when taking a decision, if you wanted to take a very good decision, okay, what are the mental obstacles bound to happen? That's a very important point. So I am taking a decision. When I am taking a good decision, what mental obstacles, what my heart will advise me to take a decision or not to take a decision. So I consider, so we have the 4 points. One is called the faculty heuristics. The faculty heuristic means the thumb rule. You know very well what is a thumb rule. It is a very danger applying a policy. For example, I have a policy, the 10 minutes late comer, okay, that is half a day salary wanted to reduce. Assume that due to some practical problem, very good performer, very good committed person reaching office by 10 minutes, shall we take a decision on him? So, no. So, that's a very important one. But at the same time, poor performer not coming to office on time wanted to take action. So, that is a mental obstacle. So, one is for a particular employee, we wanted to take action. For another good performers, okay, he committed a small mistake, still should not take action. That type of wise decision should be taken. So, that is related to faculty heuristic. And that the next one is, so they are based only on the information that is to hand, and this can be misleading. The idea is that, so we have a HR policy, okay, exactly the HR policy cannot be implemented based on experiences, based on employees performance wanted to take action. If you are not taking action, and if you are strictly following guidelines, sometimes it will be misleading. So that is the second point. And the third point is what is called stereotype. Okay, so continuously taking a same action without considering employees' contributions. That is a worst what is called a decision. And the final one is escalation of commitment. It's a very dangerous one. Reason because, for example, the managing director of the industry took a decision, then the decision cannot be withdrawn at any cost, wanted to implement that one. So that is called escalation of commitment. So obviously sometimes wanted to withdraw, but as a CEO already announced, okay, that is the next level project manager cannot violate CEO's instruction. So like this, okay, some what is called mental obstacles and are there for what is called good decision making. And the next one is, and the final topic is what is called group decision. So what is a group decision? You know very well. Sometimes individual guy, a employee cannot take a decision or should not take a decision. So at the time, that is the senior members, the board members wanted to discuss on a problem to find the best optimized solution. That is called group discussion, you know very well. But here the problem is, let us consider 5 members committee. All the 5 members and all smart and intelligent. There may be 5 different solutions for the problem. We cannot tell, okay, first what is called the members suggestion is correct, or second board member suggestion is correct, and all the 5 members suggestions will be correct. At the same time, cannot consider all 5 members suggestions and all. That is the reason why. So when taking what is called group decision, then it is a complicated task. That's the reason why we wanted to give a guidelines to take a group discussion. So during a group discussion, if a first person is suggesting and the second person is opposing the first person's suggestion, then all the members wanted to discuss together and wanted to take a wise decision, so that it is very clear either the first person decision is considered, second person decision is considered. It's not a matter, but the group discussion wanted to give a fruitful result. That is called group discussion. It is a dangerous one, you know very well. But at the same time, most of the time it will give very what is called fruitful result. Then similarly, now we are discussing obstacles to good group decision making. What are the obstacles? Already I told you. Okay, first person is giving decision and the second person is opposing, then it is a problem. Cannot take a wise decision. So that standard policy wanted to introduce. That is the first point. And the second one is sometimes the decision taken by individual person will be the wise decision. If the group discussion sometimes make a decision that they carry more risk than they make a decision on their own. That is called a risky shift. That's a very important word. Risky shift. The risky shift means during a group discussion, okay, so sometimes may take a wrong decision. Why? Because each member's suggestions may not be considered by other members, so that the suggestions should be discussed and one of the best suggestions might be compromised that lead to this issue. So this is the case study. Within a 10 minutes we cannot highlight, wanted to discuss more points, but as far as this topic is concerned, I consider this input is too enough. So my dear participants, students, so we discussed about decision and the decision obstacles, group discussion and the group discussion obstacles, and like this we discussed. And the final one is called what are the measures to reduce the disadvantages of group discussion, group decision. So I already told you there will be a disadvantage bound to be happen, no doubt about that. But how it is possible to reduce certain constraints, certain points, but it's not a final. Even you can apply your common sense and you can discuss with a very good psychologist and economist and you can find a new points. But I would like to list here a few points, roughly that is 7-8 points. Number one is the cooperation of a member of experts is very important one. That means the first member is giving suggestion, second member is giving a different suggestion. So both the members wanted to discuss together to finalize a decision. So no one member should ensure that his decision is 100% correct. So the first point is the cooperation of a number of experts is very important one. So that may reduce the disadvantages of group decision. And the second one is the problem is clearly wanted to present to the expert for getting a solution. That is the problem explanation is very important one. And the experts record their recommendation is very important. So that finally we can see who and all suggested, what are the suggestions and which suggestions made. That is that record is very important one. And the recommendations are collated and reproduced. That's a very important one. So that after discussions, after getting a 3 or 4 suggestions, if required, 2 suggestions may be combined together or a common decision can be taken for a very good result. And the next one is the collected responses are recirculated to all members. That is a very important one because I wanted to take a final decision. So before that, what are the responses given by each member can be circulated to all other members so that they can understand what are the possible responses, solutions, and based on that they can compromise their idea or they can redefine their idea so that the output will be very good one. And like this we can what is called list more points. And finally one point is if the leader detects a consensus, then the process is stopped. That is very important one. So if any problems issued and the final solution got, the process wanted to stop without hurting any members. And like this certain standard policies can be finalized, and according to these policies the group discussion decision can be made so that without issues we can take a wise decision. So my dear participants, so in this video I focused what is called 2 important points. One is called how to motivate people. I will come to that is syllabus, okay, so that you can understand. So how to motivate the people and how to encourage the people. Like this I have given a brief input, and after that how to take a wise decision as an individual employee, or that is a group discussion, based decision based on group discussion, and what are the pros and cons we discussed, and okay, how to take a decision like that we discussed. I consider these 2 points and all very important one to encourage the people, so that people, without hurting each other, they will work for a common goal, so that the industry will be benefited. I am extremely happy to watch this video. If you have any clarification required, again you can watch this video, or you contact me for additional input. Thank you very much.